Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod, Indiana's most dangerous podcast.
Good morning.
Whoa, what's up?
Season 8,
Episode
23. Almost the end.
Yeah, one more ago.
What were you guys talking about during the intro about all that stuff on the table?
You're getting passionate.
It's an unwieldy mess.
It's like end of
it's
every
mostly in my side. Notice this. Look
well,
at,
you've got
this
more
is
room.
the middle
I'm getting
line.
rid of this. This is
the
away.
middle line of the shit.
I agree.
80% of the bullshit is in my area.
Because
I don't know about that. Look at all the crap over here. I mean, I shouldn't say crap.
This is
Look at all
the
the
line.
stuff from our guests over here.
This is the line right here. Look at that. Right by Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I would like to point out that bust was brought in by my father, and that takes up the most room.
Good point.
But
you mean the bust
integral.
of your grandfather?
My grandfather.
That's actually Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah, that's the one.
Listen to season 1.
That's the one.
I know, I was here.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
getting.
you were.
I did try to get shelves at one point in here.
I promise you, this will be gone in season 9. This little
Really?
pens and pads. Yeah, I don't use them anymore.
We're going to be like halfway down the table if we don't do something.
All right.
Hey, how was your guys' weekend?
Good. I went skiing with Marissa.
Oh, that's nice.
It was like a winter wonderland in Boyne, and then on the last day, it was really warm, and it all melted. So like, and it literally Boyne shut down that day. They were literally like they shut down Boyne Highlands completely, and they shut down all the good lifts.
I love it.
Isn't
It's
that
over.
early?
Yeah, I thought so.
Huh.
But
Really?
like, you can't
Late
mess-
March? That's about right.
Global
Dude,
warming.
it's not even like it's their choice. It's Mother Nature's choice. It was 40-something degrees on the
Yeah.
slopes.
But I mean,
yesterday.
late March is about right? By April 1, they're always closed.
Yeah. No, I mean, sometimes you get April, but they're working on one of the lifts this year.
I thought
so.
they made they have the ability to make fake snow in
They
the
don't
case
do it
that
this
it
time of
melts.
year. Because
Oh.
it just melts so quick. They'll do it in like November and December, and then it stays most of the season. But if they do it now, it'll be gone in 2 days. So it costs tons of money for them. So
Yeah, I watched a lot of basketball. John and I hung out a little bit, watched a soccer match. So,
Oh, yeah.
So we had
That's
some good
nice.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice weekend, relaxing.
yeah.
Although my Sunday wasn't too great. If
What
I
happened?
could channel.
Oh, please.
Can I channel my inner Tom? for a minute?
Is this
What do you mean by that?
Tom's middle finger.
John's
What?
middle finger?
John's middle
Do we
finger.
have audio for that?
What would that be?
I don't know. What's the word for flipping up the middle finger?
I don't know. We should. I mean, we should get a soundboard or something. We could come up with.
We
these
have
types
one.
of
We
things.
have a soundboard.
It only has.
It was
It
sarcasm.
has two. I know. We have 2 banjos.
5.
And we do.
There's
2
5
banjos.
things on it.
Todd Young. I'm trying to think what else is on
Todd
there.
Young is
Oh,
solid on
the
that.
news alert.
No, I go. My dad, my uncle, and I, we're going to a matinee on Sunday. We go to AMC Cherville.
What are you seeing?
Scream 6.
it
Whoa.
Okay.
I
It's
enjoyed
a
it.
Was
matinee
it good?
show.
Was it
I
good?
enjoyed it.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm a
these
Scream
2.
franchise fan.
All right.
So, but the second we got there, the parking lot looks like it's been bombed. There's just
Yeah,
potholes
dude.
everywhere.
I agree. I
Was
went to the
this
show place.
This show plays 16, right?
and 12. They're both.
Yeah,
this
dude,
was
it's
Parking
like-
lots are in bad shape.
They're
It's like you were
awful.
in freaking Iraq.
Really?
I swear. I went to a movie a couple months ago with Patrick.
I've not
Same
been
thing.
out
We
there
pulled out. It was unbelievable.
in months.
Yeah, you walk in. There's just empty popcorn containers and cups
What?
all
Like
over
garbage?
the curb. The
No,
doors are dirty. The
parking lot was-
windows.
It's
yeah,
brutal.
At a matinee, like that means they didn't clean up at all from
No,
the night
dude.
before.
The parking lot in general. Yeah.
Oh, you guys! It was like it was the skeleton staff, and I'm thinking. At this point, I'm thinking like maybe theaters are never going to recover,
I
or
agree.
is this
It
just
may not.
Northwest Indiana?
No, I think it's
I don't
the
think so.
state of theaters in general.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was-
you could get these movies on TV. Like, if you wanted to
Yeah.
wait and watch Scream 6 at your home, how long would you have to wait?
But
John?
isn't
Not
that better
nearly
watching
as
it on
long
a
as
screen,
you
though?
had to.
Mhm.
What's that?
You wouldn't have to wait. You don't have to wait as long as previous because of
Right.
all these streaming services, and there is a horror
But-
dedicated.
Mhm.
But you could watch it
streaming
in a couple
service.
weeks if you just waited and watched it at home, right?
Yeah, that's usually what Brian and I end up doing.
Well, the
anyway.
attraction
It
of
used
the
to be like a
theater
year.
was yeah, that's true.
It used
but
to be like a year.
You're right, and and then it was VHS.
Yes, dude.
And then
It
it
was
was
forever.
That would take forever. So
Yes.
that's why we went to movies, is because a new release, if you were going to wait like that, Lindsay, it would be like over a year.
And
Yeah,
you
so
but
you would
go
go
you don't
watch
have
it
to
in the
do that.
theater.
No,
like,
you do it almost in
Even
and the
going
other
on
thing-
like HBO was a while.
that's true.
6 months.
Or
at least.
there's a lot of Disney movies that went out directly onto Disney Plus too.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is like you used to be, oh my gosh, it's great on the big screen. But now like I think the next like generation and generation below even Lindsay, like my kids are fine watching on their phone.
Yeah.
Or watching on the small iPad.
I still have trouble
And they're
watching.
watching
Although
stuff.
I watch TikToks on my phone, but
Yeah,
I
but-
can't imagine watching a movie.
Well,
on my
I
phone.
also
I mean,
think that like
but they're used to it.
when it comes to movies, a lot of people are moving towards like long-running TV shows nowadays and
Mhm.
just films.
Also
I mean-
Anyway,
true.
so John,
John, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You-
no.
you-
So
you
it was
middle
just.
finger to AMC.
Well, we finally get into the theater. There's not many people in there. There's a dozen people, but
Did you order your tickets before? Like
We ordered them in advance.
Isn't that
picked the
cool?
Oh, I
seat.
get them
do
on
like that.
Fandango.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. Where you pick your
Is there
seat
another
and-
one besides Fandango?
You can get
That's
a
what I
drink.
got.
You get a drink.
I did.
They do
I
have
got,
bars now.
I got popcorn and a bottle
Look
of
at
water.
you.
$15.
I'm talking
American.
about. I'm talking about booze.
$15.
No, I did not get booze. I don't think the bar was open, guys. It was skeleton staff. So we get in. There's people talking throughout the whole movie behind us in the back row. I'm like, I cannot take this.
That's
I can't
terrible.
have people talking during a movie.
Was it packed?
Right.
No, there's like a dozen people in there.
Yeah, that's the other thing I noticed. Last couple times I've gone, it's been pretty.
Yeah, me too.
Dead.
Yeah, I went to see Avatar. I talked about that
right.
before, and I had the wrong glasses on.
Right.
That was same
You
experience.
guys held hands.
No, but it was the same thing
No.
though. Brutal parking lot. Hardly anybody in the theater.
Dirty, like just
I heard
the
you.
surfaces. Anyway, so like now I'm thinking this is a Northwest Indiana thing, or people aren't talking in theaters across America.
I think they are.
They?
I think they
You
are.
think
I
they
think
are?
it's the movie you're watching too, bud. Scream 6 is more like
it's a horror film.
Good point.
Right. It's like if you're like, I was watching Avatar. There wasn't a lot of people talking.
No, but when I go
Right.
to like scary movies
A
in
more
theater,
serious
everyone's
movie.
like, screaming and like
Oh,
reacting
right.
to stuff
And laughing
like,
and talking, and they're nervous because they're about to get the shit
They're
scared out
trying-
of them.
yeah, they're
right.
trying-
Guys,
to
this was
diffuse
like
the
a
situation.
conversation for 2 hours.
Oh,
I like muttering. What are they talking about?
You should have.
Anyway.
Why didn't you? Did you move?
No.
They had their reserved seats. Are you kidding?
I know, but it was an empty theater, so presumably you could
joking.
easily change.
They were in the back. I
Just
would have heard
being
it anyway.
sarcastic.
So
Well,
we
at least
leave.
you guys got a fine night out after. You guys got to go to dinner or something, right?
Actually, we did go out afterwards. We said,
Nice.
let's
See?
go to
At least you got-
Carrabba's.
At least you got that going for you.
Tell me the.
No, Tom.
What?
No. We stop at Carrabba's. None of us have ever been. I just know it's like an Italian
You're not missing
chain.
anything.
Carrabba's
Really?
is good. What are you talking about? I like Carrabba's.
It's like the Applebee's of. Not that I'm.
I
Is
like
it really?
Applebee's too.
Yeah. All right. Well,
there you go.
Tom likes the chains.
I don't mind. I like food.
Have you been to Carrabba's, Lindsay?
I have. I am a sucker for casual dining establishments.
Huh. Well, let me tell you how that went. So we
Well,
walk in.
It's
Restaurants
not my favorite casual dining establishment.
restaurants half empty. I'm thinking we're getting in right away. They said 45-minute wait.
Whoa!
I look around and
well, that,
I
all
go,
right, let me. So at that point, I know what Tom would do. He's turning around and walking out. He is not waiting.
If it was a 5-minute
45
wait, I
yeah.
would turn around and walk over.
This is where I start becoming Tom. Okay.
Well,
I'm
you
like-
should have left.
You should have been with me. You would have been home.
So I look around and I go, but there's no one in here. And she said, well, we only have 2
45-minute
servers,
wait.
so we can't sit anyone else.
What?
We left.
Yeah.
We left.
Good call.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I have
This
a
is
trick,
America today.
actually.
This is America.
I have a trick for that actually because I discovered if you
Oh,
go to
no.
Red Robin and it's mostly empty, they tell you a 45-minute wait. If you actually sit down and call their bluff, it's like a 5-minute wait. and
yeah,
they'll seat
they
you
do that a
pretty
lot.
quick.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah.
What, you just go sit at a table?
It's like
no,
they don't
I
want
just
you.
sit in the waiting room. They don't
Oh.
want you to come in, so I'm like, okay,
They
yeah,
don't
I'll
want
wait.
your
doing
money.
that.
They don't want your money.
Yeah, I'm not sitting.
They're like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to actually serve this person. It's we have businesses nowadays that they don't want to make money. It's completely.
Well, you
out.
would think
Oh,
these
I'd-
chains they're going to go under.
I agree.
I
That's
mean, how does
fine.
Carrabba's pay their rent if they have 2 staff and there's a
that ain't
45
cheap
minute
rent, man. Right
No.
there on
So
41.
So hold it. So are we calling for the demise of AMC and Carrabba's, or just
I think
AMC?
it's-
I think I think this could be a Mayor Tom prediction or a John prediction.
This
on,
isn't my prediction,
all right,
but I
John,
will-
John,
I will-
Are you calling for the closure?
I'm not going to go so far as to say Carrabba's is going to go BK, but AMC, I'm on board with John.
So we're not at F Party City level yet.
No,
Okay.
AMC is going down. No, I agree with John.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Do you mean theaters in general or just AMC?
No, AMC is going to be soon.
I will
'cause
say
that's
right-
that's the most recent one I attended.
Their
I agree.
stock's got to be really low.
It is. It's one of those meme stocks too. That balloons for no reason at all.
The right down the street, that brand new Olive Garden, constantly packed though.
Yeah, that's got to hurt Carrabba's too, babe.
Oh yeah,
We went to Tomato Bar.
Yeah, now see, a
Good
locally,
choice.
owned,
Got in there
locally
right away.
owned.
Solid.
good choice.
Very
Solid.
choice.
Great solids.
You know what
Love
else I
that
did over the
place.
weekend? Watched a lot of basketball.
Yeah, man.
One of the,
How about Purdue, huh?
oh,
Bam.
I mean,
Number one team, baby.
So that's the crazy
Bam.
thing. Like, I don't know how Coach Painter keeps his job.
Agree.
I mean, so here's what you got.
It's
You've
just
got,
we're used to subpar basketball at Purdue, I guess, right?
I guess, but they have such a good basketball tradition. I mean, Gene Cady and Bobby Knight, and you go back and they've got great teams. But like Painter, now let's look at last year. loses to St. Peter's as a number 15 seed. I think they were 15 and like the
so
Sweet
they were
16.
They were 2. They lost to 15 last year.
Not in the first round, but they lost them in the Sweet 16. So I don't remember how that matched up, but they lost St. Peter's.
All right.
This year they lost to IU twice. In the first round of the tournament, they were probably one of the top. Well, they definitely were one of the top 4 teams because they got a number 1 seed in the country.
They
and
just got
lose to a 16.
winning the Big Ten title and tournament.
Right.
And they go off and they have the easiest first round game against the shortest team in the entire NCAA field. They were ranked 68. They're 68th seed.
They had to play in.
They played
to the 16th
They're the
seed.
68th seed. And Purdue is the number 1 seed going into this game.
With the player of the year, Edie, who's 7'6" or something.
And they lose. First round. I think Coach Painter should be fired for that. I do.
It's
the most embarrassing thing for Purdue. Nationwide embarrassment.
So our kids all went to IU or go to IU, and I can tell you that they were saying their Purdue friends wouldn't even answer their text.
I would.
Like they were like,
felt
they're
bad.
not even answering the text.
I didn't even mess with my Purdue friends because I felt so bad.
Here's some. I agree.
I did. Like honestly, there's a few diehard Purdue Boilermaker basketball.
Did
friends
not even want to mess with
I
them.
did not.
I agree.
It was too mean.
It's cruel.
It was not nice.
It's cruel.
I actually a friend of mine, Destiny posted Purdue didn't on there, and like I thought that was aggressive, man.
Yeah.
It's like because Indiana is half IU, half Purdue. Destiny, right? You just like completely, and like it was just like it was.
There's some funny, and by the way, of course, the Twitter world didn't take kindly to Purdue losing. They were really all over him. There's a great Mr. Rogers picture where he's drawing a house. It says Purdue drawing up a play during the timeout. And there was another one, I think, Purdue calling. Someone posted Purdue calling, and it says incoming call reported as fraud. So that was bad.
Yeah.
And there was another one that, So even FanDuel took him on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they have Bradley Cooper in Hangover where he calls up the bride, and he goes, we really fucked up. You know, that one part. And they had that picture of Bradley Cooper sitting on there, and, basically it said it happened again.
And it was by the way, I forgot about that. 3 years ago, or 3 tournaments ago, they lost to number 13 North Texas.
So Matt Painter has lost to number 13 in the NCAA tournament, number 15 in the NCAA tournament, number 16 in the NCAA tournament. Next year, he's shooting for number 17. So let's hope for a 3 seed. A 3 seed for Purdue next year, first round loss, and they got 13. They got a run on.
Yeah.
The
can't get worse than
to.
16. So
wow,
that's something. That's crazy. So
by the way, IU.
Yeah, they they got outplayed. I got to tell you. I mean,
they got their butts
2
kicked.
number 1 NBA. I love those guys between like Jalen Hood-Schifino and Trace Jackson Davis. I mean, these guys are unbelievable. But they just that team got outplayed.
I tell you what,
Miami outplayed them.
I don't know shit about basketball. I don't. Okay, and I watch during this time of year, and to me, IU. I hate to say it, my whole family's IU fans. They always seem soft to me. And I don't know shit about basketball. You could tell me I'm wrong, and I'll accept it, okay? But I'm just going to tell you, I watch every time I turn into the tournament, and I watch IU, and I'm talking over the last decade, they seem soft. Like soft. Like they get pushed around, they get beat up, and they got beat up the other night. Miami was tougher than them, and they beat their ass.
I think Mike Woodson I did not think I was going to like him as much as a coach as I do. I do like him. I think he's a great recruiter. And now I actually do think he's a good coach. I just hope they keep it up. They had a good team this year. I like him.
He gave me first row tickets to the Big Ten tournament.
Well,
not me directly. He gave it to
a friend of yours,
a friend of mine who got me in the front row.
We'll see. I think he's a good coach.
I made Chase and everybody angry. I go, I don't know, some guy named Woody gave me tickets. And they're like, Woody? That's Coach Woodson. I'm sitting in the front row.
I saw you there.
Yeah.
Yes, that was nice. But no, I think IU's going to be fine. I really do.
So while you guys were watching basketball,
yes,
I was tuned to the World Baseball Classic. I literally watched every game.
It's gotten a lot of pub this time around.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, was it Keith Olbermann that said World Baseball? Because Diaz, who's the closer for the Mets, Edwin Diaz?
Yeah.
Is the closer for the Mets.
Superstar.
And he plays for Team Puerto Rico. Is that it? Yeah, he plays for Puerto Rico, who just got done beating the Dominican Republic, which is a huge win. Dominican Republic was supposed to win the whole thing, by the way, because it's all major leaguers. And while they're all jumping and celebrating, nothing even happened to him. He goes down, and they call out the trainer. He did an injury to his knee, just jumping up and down after the game.
God,
nothing. Didn't step on anybody's foot. Nobody ran into him. Nothing. Just jumping up and down. Goes down. Out for the season. Out for the season. The closer for the Mets. It's like $100 million pitcher. Oh, they're pissed. So like
that's crazy.
So now it renews the whole debate is the World Baseball Classic worth it? But the guy was jumping up and down. He could have been going to get ice cream from his refrigerator, and the same injury would have happened. So like it didn't.
Well, I was just going to say that. I wonder if the injury would have happened.
Right,
at some
it would have
point.
happened eventually.
For
Obviously,
sure,
there was something wrong. Right
at some point.
Well, and another one happened. So America is playing Venezuela, which was the best game
over the weekend.
Although last night's game was amazing too, which was Japan versus Mexico. But when we were playing Venezuela. Altuve, what's his first name? Jose Altuve?
Yeah, Jose.
He's in
Astros.
He's in the batter's box. He's a superstar for the Astros.
First baseman.
MVP, World Series, all that stuff. Gets hit in the hand by a pitch, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, breaks his thumb.
Oh.
He's out for like 2 months.
Not good.
Like, oh shit! Every time somebody gets hurt, I feel stressed because I love the World Baseball Classic. It's so awesome. It's like the World Cup for baseball.
Two guys. Yeah, that is exactly what it is. Two guys not to draft on my fantasy baseball team: Jose Altuve and Edwin Diaz.
Yeah, they're both out for the. Well, Altuve will be back.
Yeah.
Diaz will not be back. He's out for the whole season.
Yeah, what is this? What am I looking
That's
at?
the bracket. That's the bracket. So they went through pool play, and then that's the bracket for the World Baseball Classic.
But we know the championship now.
The championship. Tonight, Ohtani's pitching against Team USA. It's Japan versus United States.
That's going to be
Miami.
fun.
I was looking at StubHub tickets for the game, like $3,000, real close to the action.
How about like regular seat?
If I like my normal.
I know
seat,
you're like Woody gives you tickets front row. But what about for
like
the rest of us?
if you wanted like row 10 in the lower section, it'd be like $400. If you wanted to sit up in the nosebleeders, you can get it for like $50 to $100.
Reasonable
in the nosebleeders.
Okay,
but I would probably be like in the $300-$400 because I would want to be close enough to. These are the thing that's awesome about World Baseball Classic is it's an all-star team with only one team instead of National versus American League. You have Mike Trout, Mookie Betts,
it's
Kyle
crazy
Schwarber.
Lineup. Think about who's batting ninth.
Trey Turner. It's freaking unbelievable lineup. Trey Turner's batting ninth. He has 3 home runs and like 10 RBIs in the series.
Well, so if you were just a regular guy want to take his family, is it more affordable to go to a Cubs-Cardinals game or a World Baseball Classic championship?
It would be more affordable to go to a Cubs-Cardinals game for sure.
You think? It's
no doubt about it.
Prices are up at the World Baseball Championship.
Especially now. I think you could have gone to pool play and stuff like that for a real good price, but now that it's in the brackets, it's super expensive. But Team USA is going for the championship, and this is one of those tournaments where I always wonder, did we win every year? Is this one of those things where we have only won one time, and this is the 5th tournament they've had?
That's like Little League, like when USA plays Taiwan or Japan and they lose for 30 years straight or something. But
right.
So
and then banking system update. Another bank.
Look at us. We're rolling today.
We are rolling.
We're all over the place.
We're keeping you up to. We give you all this, all this news, and then we have to update you on what's going on. But there's another bank failure in the process right now. Credit Suisse.
Bank savior.
We talked about Credit Suisse last week, how it was on the ropes in our last show, which is a Swiss bank. It's one of the biggest banks in the world. The thing is that we should all take, and it doesn't matter what's going on with Credit Suisse. It's being purchased by another bank. UBS Group AG will buy Credit Suisse for more than $3 billion. Why does this concern you? Unless you have over $250,000 in Credit Suisse, it shouldn't concern you at all.
Is Credit Suisse insured by the FDIC?
No, they're not. It's a Swiss bank. You're right. But why this concerns you is this chain of bank failures could impact all of us. It could be widespread, rippling through the markets all over Indiana. I would be very wary of where you're keeping your money right now. And if you have over $250,000 in any account, I would definitely spread it out amongst many banks.
So I think what the interesting thing about Credit Suisse that I learned was it's categorized as a global, systematically important bank, and that's why the Swiss government asked USB, which is actually a competitor of Credit Suisse, to bail them out. And so that's what happened. It got bought up by another bigger Swiss bank. The other thing that I thought was interesting is that Credit Suisse, this isn't like this will make you feel a little bit better, I guess, about the global banking system. This isn't a new problem for Credit Suisse. Their stock has gone down 80% over the last 18 months, and they've been faced with a bunch of scandals, including being linked to a money laundering operation involving a cocaine trafficking ring in Bulgaria, and hiring detectives to spy on an executive who left to work at a rival bank.
But I think those are red herrings. I think the real problem is interest rates are rising, and it screws over these banks that have long-term debt at lower interest rates.
I heard something over the weekend on Meet the Press, and it was I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about the fact that community banks are doing really well, that locally owned community banks are doing fine, and so you shouldn't be worried about your kind of money in your local banks. It's the big banks that they're concerned about, because when the regulations got lessened, the big banks took greater risk. And so I think that's something to, just keep an eye on. Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to talk to a local banker and get their perspective.
There you go. Come on.
I am wary of the whole thing. I think the whole system
nice
is
to get a
in
local
trouble.
banker on.
So
it's funny you say that, Tom. I was, well, it's actually not a funny topic, but did you guys hear about these 2 millionaires who made a bet on Twitter?
No.
Okay, so there's a millionaire on
what's up?
Me.
Hey, go ahead, John.
Oh my god.
There's a millionaire on Twitter. He says, I will bet anybody that we do not see hyperinflation in America. Another millionaire responds and says, I will bet you. I accept your bet.
This sounds like a joke.
No, this is not a joke. He says, I accept your bet, and I am going to bet you a Bitcoin. The Bitcoin's worth about 20 grand right now.
Right.
This guy believes the economy is going to collapse, like the whole thing's going to collapse within 90 days. Everyone's going to rush to crypto, and that Bitcoin's going to be worth $1 million in 90 days.
I think that's foolish.
$1 million?
Yeah,
no
$1 million bet.
I'm telling you.
The majority of people are going to abandon our current system of economy.
No.
This guy is so convinced.
Without having any education on how it works.
I think if you're investing in Bitcoin, you're gambling straight up gambling, and just be wary. It's not an investment. It's not backed by the federal government. You're investing. You may as well invest in tulip bulbs. Okay, it's a bubble. You're investing in a bubble, and sometimes bubbles go up, and you're happy, and sometimes bubbles pop, and many times bubbles pop, and when it pops, you're left holding nothing. So
GameStop.
Right. There's a lot of, we can go back to the 90s. We can go back to tulip bulbs were a thing in the 1700s. There was a market for tulip bulbs. It was the first classic bubble, and people talk about it in the stock market all the time. Tulip bulbs were worth thousands of dollars, and then all of a sudden the next day it was worthless because of advances in technology.
And they made a bunch of them.
Yeah. And all of a sudden the whole market goes. So what I'm saying is, if you're one of these people, and I have friends of mine, good friends of mine that invest in Bitcoin and they think this is the future, I think when I hear people talking about Bitcoin and Dogecoin and all that, I think they're fools. I mean, no offense. I think that they're completely risking their investment.
Yeah. And what was the name of the guy that was arrested? John, you probably know. That he was in the Caribbean. He was the
FTX guy.
God,
the FTX.
Yeah. Sam Bankman-Fried. Right.
There you go. Thank you. So, well, listen, let's do some ads. We also have one of our great sponsors that has been a sponsor forever that's going to come in and talk to us in a little bit.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon.
Yes, so maybe we'll play the song, maybe we won't today, but we will have Tortillas Nuevo Leon.
Why don't we just go ahead and start off with it? We'll have Jesse come on in, and we'll go ahead and do that right now.
Let's do it.
Hey, Jesse, come on in. How's it going? We have Jesse from Tortillas Nuevo Leon, who's been a sponsor of our show from
forever.
Day one. What's up, buddy?
The beginning.
Nice to see you. This is Jesse Martinez. Go ahead and sit down. And then pull on your headphones and pull up that microphone, buddy.
And those white things on your chair match up to the white things on the table. Mayor Tom's season 8 technological advance.
All right, cool. Everybody, this is Jesse Martinez from Tortilla Nuevo Leon. How you doing, bud?
You can pull that thing right over.
Yeah, pull that microphone right up to you. All right, what's up? How you doing?
Go.
Gotta get all up in its business.
Nope. Go ahead.
So how's business going, man?
It's going good.
Yeah.
How's the tortilla business? I just love to ask that question.
It's. I always tell everybody the tortilla business is flat.
Yeah, like.
But we're doing good.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
To keep you guys in business.
Well, that's good. I mean, we've been the region's tortilla for about 50 years now.
It's amazing. Your folks, right?
Yeah, my parents started it in 1975.
In East Chicago?
In East Chicago. Yeah, we were in East Chicago for about 30 years. And then in 2008 is when we came to Hammond. So we've been in Hammond for 15 years.
I loved it when you guys came into my office.
Well, we loved it too.
I knew it was crazy. So
do you mind talking about that story on why?
No,
you guys
I don't mind.
Because I remember what you told me at the time, and I was so stunned. Happy.
So we were in East Chicago for a long time. My parents started there in East Chicago.
And this is a big company.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people
we have about 36 employees right now.
But like multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
Your brand goes national.
Right. We are in 28 states right now.
Wow.
Right.
So
the famous red and white logo.
My parents started in East Chicago, and we were growing. And we were looking for a bigger building because we were outgrowing the building we were in. So we were looking around in East Chicago. We found land right next to us, and talking to the city, couldn't get anything done there. Not to talk bad about East Chicago. I love East Chicago. I was raised there.
Yeah,
of course. It was another administration.
Yeah, it was another administration, and we had equipment ordered already that was coming in about 6 months before anything happened. So finally, we got a call from Africa Tarver, and she said, "Well, I heard you guys are looking for somewhere to go. Why don't you come to Hammond?" I'm like, well, that's a thought. You know, I never thought about ever leaving East Chicago.
Hammond is next door to East Chicago, for those that aren't aware. East Chicago and Hammond are neighbors. And East Chicago over the years has been, not so much lately, but it's been known over the decades as corrupt government. Is that
kind of like old school, like Chicago, rough
and it's
tumble.
really changed that. I don't really hear that as much nowadays as you used to 20, 30, 40 years ago. So
no, you sure don't.
Right.
Anymore.
So what Jesse's talking about is, at the time, you guys are trying to expand, and the government's giving you hassle.
Right, yeah, giving us hassle. You know, we couldn't work out an agreement with them, so luckily Africa called us. There was a building available.
Lucky for us.
Yeah,
right?
Well, lucky for us, too, because that was the best possible move we could have made.
I didn't know that Africa prompted it like that. That's great news. By the way, you know she left us.
Maybe she's listening.
She got another job in Texas.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a big loss. So she was very smart, very talented young lady. And that was the best move we had, was moving to Hammond. You know, it was a bigger building. We were able to expand to get more equipment.
So funny story, right? And I think I mentioned this on Lockpod before, but my brother's out surfing in L.A. and there's a guy surfing with him, and he's like, "Hey, Matt, aren't you from like Indiana somewhere?" And he's like, "Yeah, Hammond, you know, blah blah blah." The guy's like, "Yeah, I had to run out there. I got to fix a machine at a tortilla factory in Hammond, and it was your tortilla. I mean, like sitting out in the ocean in L.A., right?"
Yeah,
and
so that's where most of the equipment is made, is in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so
that makes sense. Right?
Yeah. So
isn't that crazy? So,
but I could remember when being a kid, you know, just learning the business, you know, 10, 12 years old, summertime, going in, cleaning the equipment. And
you guys are way more high tech now than you were back then.
Right?
When we, because your machine is amazing.
How many does it? How many tortillas?
Well, we do
a
million tortillas a day.
What?
How many?
1 million tortillas a day.
Holy crap!
1 million tortillas a day.
Yeah, do you take a tortilla and break it up for chips, or do you have a whole separate line for chips?
That's a whole different line,
dude. Because I'll keep that thing humming.
Well, we're running that thing every day. You know, our chips are.
Do you have salsa
popular
at the ready at work?
Oh no!
At the end of I would be eating all day, just like the employees walk by and just eat salsa, right?
And that's all sizes.
That's a good idea, though, Jesse.
Yeah,
you should take
is.
that.
Yeah.
You can borrow that.
That's great.
Well,
your employees are shaking their head right now.
Yeah, we used to have salsa with our name on it, but we were getting it made in Mexico, and we had such a hard time crossing that.
Yeah,
because
that was pre-NAFTA.
Yeah, that was pre-NAFTA, and it would stay at the border for a long time. Losing shelf life.
Not good.
And then I would lose the shelf space in the store by the time I got it. So we just decided not to even...
That would be different now with NAFTA, though, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we're thinking about coming out with new items. Hopefully we can bring that back.
I love your product. I love the tortillas. I love the chips.
Thank you for the sponsor.
You guys are a wonderful
Thank you for sponsoring us.
By the way, another great story about Tortillas Nuevo Leon is when we had Eli. And that
right.
Honestly,
yeah, that's a great jingle. I've gotten so many calls about that jingle.
Isn't it crazy? Right, it was a Lockpod bit.
A friend of mine uses that jingle as his ringtone.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we hooked up Eli too. Like he's like playing the circuit now.
Yeah.
So Kevin and I were at a bar. It was over Christmas.
Yeah, over Christmas.
It was packed bar. Everybody's home from college and all that, right?
313 in Munster.
And Elon was playing. Eli's playing at 313 at Munster, and I was hiding from him. I didn't want anybody to know I was there. And finally, he sort of sees me. And he was like, Kevin comes up. He's like, Elon wants to play a song for you. And I go, haven't played the Tortilla Nuevo Leon song, right?
Right, yeah.
So he's like, really? That's the song you want? I go, yeah, I love that song, right? He plays it in the bar. People were singing it
in the bar.
People knew that. I was like, holy shit, like, these people know that song. Yeah. It's so cool.
It's that type of song where when you hear it, it's always in your head.
I mean, it's Lindsay's fave.
Right. It is. Lindsay has a dance to it. You know?
It changes every time.
Yeah. Yes. Well, but I appreciate you, man.
No, thank you.
I appreciate your family.
You for having me here.
Your brother, by the way, his brother's the famous sheriff, Sheriff Oscar, who's the best.
Mm-hmm.
We all love Oscar. Oscar has been, but your family and Tortillas Nuevo Leon has sponsored us since the day we started this podcast, and we wanted to say thank you for it.
Yeah, we're always supporting Hammond.
Yeah,
always supporting you, Mayor, and It's just been a good ride.
Thank you very much. To you, to the Martinez family.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by, Lockbot.
Thank you.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor para ti y tu familia. De todo corazón.
There it is, the famous Eli and the famous Tortillas Nuevo León. And thank you to Jesse Martinez for coming in. And
thanks, Jesse. Good to see you, bud. Wow.
A million tortillas a day.
I love
the
tortillas.
tortilla market is flat.
I love tortillas.
I like that.
I love Tortillas Nuevo León. And I think my idea about having salsa at the ready is a good one.
Next thing you know, the guys at the line are going to be like, thank you, Mayor Tom.
It should be
we
part
now
of their,
have salsa.
It should be part of their union contract.
On our assembly line.
Right? Hot, mild, and medium at the ready. So, like, you just got to grab one chip. Think it's, like, good for little snacks.
Well, and if you're going through the chip line, like, some of them aren't, they're not going to make the bag.
Right.
So those are the ones you grab.
Totally. They're a little burnt.
Yeah.
They're a little burnt. Little
they're
burnt is fine. You can eat little burnt. It's no big deal. All right, cool. Thanks to Jesse and the
That was
tortilla.
great. Thank you to Steve for getting our sponsors in.
No, thank you to Steve.
No, I know.
All right.
I already quit. I just quit in the group thread because Steve didn't
fine.
tell me we had a guest.
It's all right. We did fine. All right, let's go with
him as well.
Prestmer Insurance Company. The Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestmer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Looking to buy your dream home? Chris Jones with At Properties can help. All across Northwest Indiana, it's a great time to buy with properties available at all price ranges. If you're considering a sale, Chris Jones will get your house sold for top dollar. He sold some of the most expensive homes in Hammond and Munster last year. Contact Chris at chrisjones@atproperties.com. That is an email, chrisjones@atproperties.com for a market analysis or to discuss the home qualities that you're looking for. That is chrisjones@atproperties.com.
It's time to experience Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2% ABV. It's the perfect way to keep your New Year's resolutions in check. Whether you're a pro athlete or just an employee Olympics participant, the journey is only worth it if you enjoy it. That's why Michelob Ultra brews a light lager that's worth every single sip. So no matter if you're kicking back after a workout or enjoying a day getting ready for a triathlon like Mayor Tom, you're sure to enjoy a great beer. Head over to the Cal Brew or the Michelob Ultra websites and social media pages for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly. Thank you to Cal Brew.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured? Are you in trouble with the law? If so, give us a call and schedule a consultation today with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529. Or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
All right.
Great attorneys. Shitty skiers, though, I have to say.
Oh, no.
Yeah, both of them.
So
it runs in the family.
So don't ask
I
John
love
for a
John
ski
and Kristen.
lesson. Don't ask John for a ski lesson.
Yeah, they're great lawyers, great law firm. Call them with legal troubles. If you want to learn how to ski, don't call Cantrell and Cantrell. That's the moral to the story. Okay. No, they were part of our group, and we had a great time.
Nice.
I remember one time watching John. It was funny because we were all in a group, and I was like, okay, we're going to go to the Waffle House. And we're all in a group. It was me, Aaron, Rick Linsky, and John Cantrell. And John has been skiing a few times with us. There's a Waffle House right by the lift, right? So I'm like, we'll go meet over at the Waffle House side, and then we're going to get on the lift on that side. It saves the line. I know my way around, right? So we're like, okay, and we all leave. And then I'm usually looking back to make sure everybody's with us because I'm usually one of the better skiers in the group. And John was with us. Everybody's with us. And then Aaron and I start racing, right? So we're going down, and Aaron and I, we get to the end. Rick gets to the end, and we're like, where's Cantrell? And we're like waiting. Where's Cantrell? And we're waiting like about a couple more minutes. You're like, Cantrell went down. Obviously, he fell. He needs help. So we're like, okay, let's get back on the lift. We'll go back and retrace our steps. We'll go find John, right? So we're going up the lift. And I'm like looking over there for John. We can't see him, dude. I'm like, where the hell did he go? You don't just disappear on him.
No.
Then all of a sudden in the distance, I see a dude on the mountain walking down.
Walking.
And I'm like.
You don't see that very often.
And it looked like Cantrell. And I'm like, was that John? And everybody's like, no, that's not John. He skied someplace. He's got to be down there. And we're going up a little further. I'm like, I think that's John. I think he's walking down. And they're like, no. And so we get to the top. And I'm like, dude, we got to get over there. He's like walking down the mountain, right? So we ski over real quick, and ski patrol had just got to him. And John was like walking down the mountain carrying his skis. It was awesome.
He's given up.
I love it.
Although, what happened?
Did he have a helmet on? Because the last time I went with him, he did not have a helmet. And I was a little worried about that.
He had a helmet on.
He's changed his tune on that.
What? He wasn't wearing.
He was not wearing a helmet the first time I skied with him.
Let's keep in mind you're not going that fast when you first learn how to ski.
But you're falling a lot.
But you do get wiped out by other people. That's
and
the
you
scary
fall
thing.
a lot.
And you get wiped out by other people.
When you're not a good skier, you're going down.
My sister-in-law Christina got hit by a little girl.
Yeah.
Going like 40 miles an hour and wiped
That
Christina.
can hurt.
This little girl was like 60 pounds and knocked Christina on her butt and like hurt her.
I got hit by a snowboarder in Breckenridge this year, and thank God I had my helmet on.
But like honestly though, Johnny Law on a trip is a freaking riot.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is
Always fun.
He's literally
just don't go skiing with
him. If you don't take ski lessons, you can go skiing with him. Don't take ski lessons. Right. But like you take Johnny Law on a trip, it's like it's like a laugh machine.
And then you add 4-ite to the mix.
Yeah, 4-ite.
Forget it. Let them hang out.
Forget it. Yeah,
4-ite will take 8 hours to get on the slopes anyway.
Forget it. Yeah, those two are good ski partners though.
Yeah,
they can ski
hang
together,
out.
Right. 4-ite's back from Vietnam, by the way.
He is.
So expect him to drop by at any time,
any moment, or Skype in with a freeze frame or his ear.
He is Lockpod's Kramer. Hey, we're gonna talk about some Trump action.
Yeah, everyone's anticipating. Well, I mean, Trump kind of called it himself. He says he's going to get indicted,
which is smart. I
I
think it's smart what he did.
You think it's smart he paid hush money to storm?
No. What I'm saying is
smart
he's going to get
indicted.
indicted.
Wait,
no.
Let
me explain. Okay, he knows he's going to get indicted. He knows where the grand jury is going to end up. So he comes out and says, "I'm going to get indicted on Tuesday." And now all of his supporters are getting fired up. Like this is
how
bullshit.
does that help you?
The whole Republican establishment is saying it's a political witch hunt. Even Pence, even Ron DeSantis, everybody's like getting geared up for Trump. And now like the whole nation is watching this. Whereas when it comes out, half of America is going to be like, "This is bullshit. It's a political witch hunt." I think it's real smart what he did. He put everybody on notice. And by the way, he has his red check mark.
Like
Donald Trump. He has his sickle and hammer right after his name.
Yeah. Here's his tweet. Well, I don't even. What do you call it?
Isn't the red check mark looks
Social?
so communist, dude? Like change that, Don.
It
Make it a sickle and hammer. Just get it over with.
Is that red or magenta? Can't even tell.
It looks like a USSR.
First of all, I was going to say it. All caps is never a good thing.
Caps.
Nothing but caps.
There's no character limit, obviously, in Truth Network either.
Protest. Take our nation back.
Protest. Take our nation back. Our nation is now third world and dying. The American dream is dead.
Have you been to AMC Cherville, Donald Trump?
Or Carrabba's?
No shit.
The radical left.
No wonder
He's not wrong.
No wonder John loves this guy. John gets back from AMC. He's like, hell yeah, Donald.
A lot of typos, by the way. He's not usually a typo guy, but this time stolen was spelled wrong. Our country. He must have been really pissed.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, if I was
our country. Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, guys.
Well, yeah. Plus, he's about to get indicted, so he's probably a little nervous.
Many from prisons and mental institutions. He said.
We're all smart people in this room. Is this not political? Come on. They've had 6 years to do this, and they're doing it right now.
I think it looks real bad. I don't like this case
at
all. I don't like this case at all. This one, the first one to come out, is the hush money payment made to Stormy Daniels in 2014. Mm-hmm. That's the first one that's going to come out. Something that happened 9 years ago. I think Georgia should go first. Georgia should be the focus.
You think that, but I mean, how can you say like, oh, well, they're not coordinating?
If I was in charge of the Democratic Party, what I'm saying, I agree with you, Kevin. It's totally independent, but it's not going to help the cause. This is going to hurt the cause. The cause being Democrats are going to suffer because of this action.
But I mean, to me, I'm thinking. I mean, prosecutors don't think in those terms. Prosecutors are like, I have a job to do. Mm-hmm. I have to enforce the law.
Why didn't he do that job a long time ago? Donald Trump's been out of office for freaking 3 years.
New prosecutor. In fact, dude, new prosecutor.
Kevin, you're making excuses, but what's going to happen is
I'm not making excuses.
What I'm saying is this is going to go down the wrong way.
You said Georgia should have gone first, and I just said
I agree. If I was in charge of the world, I was in charge of the world, okay. No, like
there's the title.
Perfectly.
Yes,
perfectly.
I agree.
Thank you, John. That's a good title. What I'm saying is, it's not ideal the way this is going down.
It's not ideal politically for Democrats. I agree
politically for
fair,
Democrats.
Fair enough.
Thank
fair
you.
enough.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that. Okay. Politically for the Democratic Party, the way this is going down, with this hush money being the first case that the whole nation's going to focus on this case, something that happened in 2013 or 2014, and we all know he did it. We knew he did it when he ran for president in 2016. They elected him nonetheless. He served 4 years as president. He's been impeached 2 times since then. He's like tried to overthrow a democratically elected election, and this is the first one we're going after.
Yeah, it's not the strongest case. I mean, and that's the interesting thing, because I was kind of like just looking at it and saying like, what's the facts, right? Because you just hear like, oh, it's a hush money case. The whole issue is this payment that was made by Michael Cohen to Stormy Daniels, allegedly for hush money for an affair, $130,000, and then there was these issues of Cohen invoicing Trump either, and I don't know whether he invoiced the campaign, he invoiced Trump personally,
Trump organization,
or the organization, and they were
legal fees.
Correct, for legal a retainer agreement, quote unquote, right. Retainer
they
agreement.
They wrote it off as legal fees.
Yeah, and it was written off as legal fees. And
you know how much it was?
$130,000.
No,
$160,000. Oh,
$420,000.
What?
Michael Cohen gets $420,000. He pays himself. His firm pays the $130,000 judgment, which leaves. So I was doing the tax on this. He had a bonus in there for him to shut the hell up.
Wow.
Whoa.
So they give him $420,000. He gets taxed on that.
It wasn't 130, huh?
So keep in mind. So if you get $420,000, let's say you lose $120,000 of it right off the bat to taxes, right? So he is down to $300,000. He pays Stormy Daniels $130,000 out of that, and he gets $170,000 profit.
So I think that I was actually
pretty good deal for Michael Cohen.
It sure is,
and he's going to testify to that.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. And now, so this is interesting. I heard one of the Trump lawyers, and I thought it was an interesting defense. He said, "Listen, this was all concocted by Michael Cohen. This is the way that
nonetheless,
Donald Trump, right? And
nonetheless,
that's the thing.
Michael Cohen's going to testify. He's going to testify that he did this, and he did, and is going to have a track record. He's going to have proof. He's going to have checks written by the Trump organization to him, and he's going to have a check written to Stormy Daniels' lawyer. It's all there, and Michael Cohen's going to be the glue that pieces everything together.
And I mean, I guess, and how good of a witness will Michael Cohen be? He's definitely been bruised and battered.
He's a felon.
He hates Trump, man.
Oh,
he's a felon. No.
You can tell he can't. He hates him.
Dude, he got hung out to dry by Trump.
He did. Yeah, he did.
But like, how much credibility is he going to have because he's a felon and he went to prison? But I think he's going to have a lot of credibility because he's the one that did it. You're like, I did this, and this is what he said to me. This is why I did it. He gave me this much. I got this much. He's going to be able to say all that stuff.
And is Trump's defense going to be, this is the way Cohen told me to do it? And
nonetheless,
I just followed it.
Let's say, Kevin,
what Cohen said.
Let's say you came up to me with a great plan, and I went along with it willingly.
Yeah,
I'm going down just like you are.
Yeah,
if that's the case, right?
It's a good point.
Nonetheless, if it was your plan, if it was my plan, we're co-conspirators, right?
I guess. Yeah,
I think Trump.
You can't have the defense of like, oh, I followed my lawyer's advice.
I want to make this clear.
Defense.
I think Trump is guilty of this crime. Okay, I don't think this is the strongest case we can make as a party. How about that, Kevin?
I think if you're looking at it just politically, I mean, yeah, if you had your druthers, right, and you were like, let's maneuver this. So
I like January 6th. I like
Georgia
overthrowing the election in Georgia. Those are strong cases also, and they're
looking at
it's about democracy. And it's not 10 years ago, by the way.
Yeah,
this is like something that happened right after the election.
And what is the crime? Is this an FEC violation?
No, it's
what
a
is
state.
This?
Okay, so it's a state of New York falsifying documents,
which is
crime,
bullshit too.
Which can be a misdemeanor, by the way.
What is what documents were falsified?
I think it was tax paperwork.
Yep.
Because think about it, he claimed his legal expenses, John. All this,
gotcha.
You can't write off a payoff. You can't write that off as a tax. He did. It's probably state tax violation.
I was reading. It says the fake documentation of quote legal expenses on the Trump organization's books are the false documents, John.
And now, so that's a misdemeanor. So which means you're probably not even going to go to jail.
No, I mean
not prison. You're not even going to go to jail.
The only way to elevate it to a felony is the defendant, which in this case would be Trump, needs to have created the fake records with an intent to commit or conceal another crime.
What's the other crime?
Good question. I mean, unless they're alleging an FEC violation,
Federal Elections Commission.
But Trump hasn't been charged with an FEC violation.
But
so you can say there's a crime, but it's never been charged, I guess.
Didn't he never fill the FEC
Trump?
board during presidency?
He did not.
So they could never.
Okay, I'm going to give you the federal crime. I'm going to give you the federal crime right now. Okay, the Trump organization is a corporation, right?
Yeah, I would assume.
And they paid $130,000 to Stormy Daniels to cover up a
quote
political
unquote legal expenses,
so that politically damaging information wouldn't come out against Trump in the lead up to his 2016 election. That's covered by FEC. Trump Organization's a corporation. Corporations aren't allowed to contribute a penny to any federal candidates.
Oh, maybe. See, but that's what I'm saying.
That's
Look how
crime.
convoluted it is here, even now discussing it. And
But-
you're having a jury decide this guy's fate.
Okay.
It's going to be... It's not the easiest. I agree with
regardless.
you. This is not the easiest one to prove.
Regardless, though, going back to what you just said, getting 12 jurors to agree that he's guilty unanimously, I don't think that's going to happen.
Not easy.
Although
but
in
I don't
New
think
York,
that could.
in New York,
that's
maybe.
True. That's
He's
true.
got. He's
That's
like,
true.
I was a tenant
How
of
about
his back in the 80s.
Okay, how
I
about
wanted him
this?
to go down.
Okay, so in New York, you probably can get a guilty verdict. How about in Georgia, though?
I'd say maybe.
Get the hell out of here. You're not going to get one Trumper on that jury that's going to refuse to.
But I think jurors take their job seriously. I don't think they'd be like, I can't. I'm not going to.
If I was representing Trump in Georgia, my goal in life would be to get one Trumper on that jury.
Yeah.
A strong Trumper.
Yeah,
Just don't bend, buddy. Go on there and do your job.
But both sides have to agree to the jury, right?
Of course, and you have preemptory challenges and
Right.
causes.
So that-
challenges for cause.
That other side better be weeding out the
you only have so many though,
Trump
John.
train.
Sometimes you run out of challenges.
Yeah.
No,
Well-
this is just to summarize this candidate who's running for U.S. president. I'm going to just summarize real quickly all the lawsuits that he's facing, and also trying to be the Republican nominee for United States president. Donald Trump has a Department of Justice investigation about the Mar-a-Lago, the improper storage of classified documents. FBI, Department of Justice investigations are no fun, and he's got that. January 6th Commission, Department of Justice, regarding President Trump's role in provoking insurrection on January 6th. He's got those two, and they're very serious, obviously. You got a Georgia grand jury. Trump's lawyers on Monday asked a Georgia court to quash a special grand jury report detailing its investigation into his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 statewide election. You remember the famous phone call with the Secretary of State?
That's a rough one.
Yeah. So he's got the Georgia grand jury. He's got the civil lawsuit against the Trump Organization. Trump is seeking a delay in a civil fraud trial scheduled for October 2nd, brought by the New York Attorney General that alleges a decades-long scheme to manipulate the value of his assets to win better terms from bankers and insurers. And he has a civil defamation lawsuit from a magazine columnist named E. Jean Carroll, who claims that Trump defamed her by denying he raped her.
I mean, it's just amazing the amount of legal challenges. I mean, you think that, like, it used to be a big joke, Bill Clinton, blah, 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 this and that. I mean, it's not even close.
No.
Obama, you can't even imagine.
I mean, look at DeSantis. He's running for president.
Right. Even he doesn't swipe at him, by the way.
Agree. But like what I'm saying is DeSantis doesn't have any of this baggage.
None of the Republican challengers
Nikki
do.
Haley has none of this baggage. None of the candidates running have any of this baggage. And they're saying not only is Donald Trump going to win every one of these cases, he's also going to win the Republican nomination and become the president.
I saw a poll that said 44% of Republican voters said he should withdraw from the election if he
Republican
is indicted.
voters.
And that's 44% of Republican voters saying that he should withdraw if he gets indicted in New York, in the Manhattan.
Right.
So interesting. I think they're all coming out. It seems to me like there's a big push, as I said earlier when I saw Chris Christie and others and Sununu come out and basically say he shouldn't be running. They're definitely coming out against him. John, you feel that?
Of course.
Yeah, they're congealing around any other candidate, right?
John,
I agree.
John, who are you backing? DeSantis?
I don't know.
Not yet.
Really?
Too early?
Yeah, it's too early.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
The
this
Marissa
summer.
lookalike, Nikki Haley?
Maybe Bolton.
Bolton, there you
Warmonger
go.
Bolton.
Is Bolton going to run?
Yeah, dude.
Michael
What?
Bolton?
Yeah, Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's going to run, man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some ads. We got a couple stories we want to hit coming back. One of them
some
about the train
really good
derailment and some
stories.
Russian bots, and then something about an alien mothership in our solar system. This is a Lindsay story.
This is a very interesting story.
It's not a Lindsay story. It's a story that was included because I'm here.
There
Yes,
you go.
It's a Lindsay story, though.
The notorious LMP.
You're taking the lead on that one, so be ready. But let's go ahead and cover Tri Electronics first. Tri Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Tri Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years. They're dedicated to assisting their clients with system integration needs. Tri Electronics has the expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Tri Electronics today at 1-800-722-6793.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. We are conveniently located just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
Power in America. Are you looking for a new career in 2023? If you're a person who enjoys working with your hands in a challenging and ever-changing environment, an electrical apprenticeship might be for you. Earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable experience. Did we mention employer-paid benefits, including health insurance, pension, and an annuity? If so, visit Apply. That's APPLY 697.com. Apply697.com. POW. Sponsored by Powering America.
You know, after the last show, my campaign team bought McDermott for Governor.beer, for the record. So you cannot buy that from us.
$30.
Was it McDermott for Gov or McDermott for Governor?
Governor. It's really long.
We should have got Gov too.
Not useful.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
I like Bill McDermott.
I like McDermott for Gov.beer.
How about McDermott for beer.gov?
What about McDermott for Gov.weed? Weed was not available.
I know. That would be very popular. Are you looking for a new career in 2023? If you're a person who enjoys working with your hands in a challenging and ever-changing environment, an electrical apprenticeship might be for you. I just did your commercial, Kevin.
Yeah, didn't you just read this one?
Yes.
We did?
Yeah, I just read it.
My bad.
Pay attention to what's going on here at the
I wasn't paying
podcast.
attention.
Miss Print specializes in delivering. I was just doubling up on Powering America for Doty.
We're
I
just
love
really
you, Doty.
excited about it.
Because I love you.
And you even
we
had
love
the
you.
metal business cards in your hand.
I know.
Like it was all.
That's what threw me off. Miss Print Printing. Miss Print specializes in delivering the highest quality printing and signs on. Oh my goodness.
Take
Miss
three.
Print specializes
okay?
in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Miss Print's experience and technology allows them to offer custom commercial on-demand printing, sign solutions, and metal business cards.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana markets for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and in Hammond.
All right. Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business. Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and the Chicagoland for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more, to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 1-219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com, 219-933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Guys.
All of them.
I read this morning, I threw this in real quick. I read an AP story this morning.
This was shocking to me.
Yeah, about the train disaster in East Palestine, Ohio, about how Russian bots are extremely active on Twitter and slamming the administration and trying to get the Ohio residents fired up about what's going on there. Soon after a train derailed and spilled toxic chemicals in Ohio last month, anonymous pro-Russian accounts started spreading misleading claims and anti-American propaganda about it on Twitter, using Elon Musk's new verification system to expand their
There's
reach
the problem. See, John?
while creating the illusion of credibility.
Pay for $8.
You pay $8.
You get a blue check and you get
get
credibility.
a blue check, you have credibility. So
And
basically,
people
Twitter
see
is being ruined.
It's like John. He paid $8. Now he has
Twitter was
credibility.
already
Dude, I see
ruined.
check marks all the time
okay,
now.
let's be honest.
refuse to
Twitter's
pay
always
$8.
sucked.
Twitter is. I always love Twitter.
I love Twitter.
It is
I
a
love-
cesspool.
What do you-
No,
hate
Facebook
Twitter
is the
so
Then
much.
what do you
Facebook's
what do
a
you
garbage
use then?
dump.
Are you Facebook?
I don't really, honestly, I don't even use Facebook that much. I
I
use
agree.
Instagram mostly, but I don't
don't
even
really
post
use
on
it.
Instagram.
I
I
I
just,
Twitter. I like
I
Twitter.
use TikTok.
I think Twitter, I don't know.
Ever since I
It's
did
just-
those filters, all I get on TikTok is the filters now. That's
Oh, yeah.
my
I
algorithm.
don't even know how to use the filter.
No, ever since I brought that up on that show when you were
I know.
gone,
I wasn't here.
Now all I get is filters.
Why do
Filters.
you-
That's all I
I
get.
don't use filters on TikTok.
And I'm just saying, I get people's filter TikToks. That's
Oh.
all I get on my algorithm.
The accounts, which parroted topics, claimed without evidence that authorities in Ohio were lying about the true impact of the chemical spill and controlled burn. The accounts spread fear-mongering posts that preyed on legitimate concerns about pollution and health benefits, and compared the response of America's support to Ukraine to the following its invasion by Russia. Biden offers food, water, medicine, shelter, payouts of pension, and social services to Ukraine. Ohio first. Offer and deliver to Ohio, posted one of the pro-Moscow accounts, which
Oh.
has 25,000 followers, by the way.
I like this account that they identified as Truth Puke,
Yeah?
connected
Truth
to a
Puke.
website of the same name geared towards conservatives in the U.S.
That's a hell of a username. I like
Regularly
that.
repost Russian state media. One video posted by the account features ex-President Donald Trump's remarks about the train derailment, complete with Russian subtitles.
Can you believe
Wow.
that shit?
No.
I mean, like, they're using Tucker Carlson, too, on Fox News.
Yeah.
They take his clips and they play it on Russian TV and they subtitle it in Russian so that they could read straight from his mouth. And look, in America, they don't even agree with it.
Yeah.
They're using our own people like Tucker Carlson's a freaking traitor. Anybody who watches this shit, John,
do you think that
this is undermining our country? These are our enemies. Russia is our mortal enemy.
It is anti-American. I mean, it really is. I mean, for all the
anti-American.
I really
he's
think
a piece of shit, dude. I think
he does it for entertainment purposes only.
I can't stand Tucker Carlson.
Okay,
I think
I agree. I think he sucks as well, but I don't think that he's outsourcing his own
No, he's not. We're not saying that.
He's not.
How is he a traitor?
We're saying it's that bad that the Russians are using it to promote their position.
They're picking up his clips, Lindsay, and playing it in Russia because it's perfect for them.
Saying, look at America.
It fits right in with their
America,
propaganda.
People can have any opinion that they want to.
Well,
that's
great.
true.
But what I'm saying is we're undermining our own country. This is stuff that in early America people took very seriously, and now because we don't know what tough times are. That's our problem.
And then what do you propose?
We don't even know if we're men or women anymore.
You think
we're like so busy?
45-minute wait is bad,
dude. Like people can't even get water, and they can't even get food. In America, we have everything just served right to us.
Well, think about people in Ukraine that are getting bombed.
Except for Carabas.
Except for Carabas.
But what I'm saying is, like back in the day, if you would have said stuff like Tucker Carlson says, if you would have said stuff like they're saying on Twitter with check marks that are verified, that nowadays is normal. Back in the times of Civil War, you could have been thrown in jail and in prison for saying that kind of stuff because you didn't have rights during then. It's just we don't really care about our country anymore. We don't respect America.
We have rights, and people are allowed to
we have the rights
to
freaking screw our own country over.
Sure, why not? I mean,
it sucks, man.
That's what we fought for.
I agree, First Amendment, but what I'm saying is,
I just am surprised that these days the media, it goes back to what we've talked about before, the polarization of America, and everyone's in their corner, and you've got, I can't imagine saying things like we shouldn't be supporting Ukraine. I mean, you've got
it's so insane.
And by the way, there's a lot of Republicans that are not saying that. There's a lot of Republicans that are saying should be.
Todd Young is pro-Ukraine.
Mike Pence.
Senator
Rounds from South Dakota.
How could you not be pro-Ukraine?
I mean,
if you're anyone from the military, we fought against Russians. That's who I fought the whole time. I didn't fight against China. Not one day. We didn't follow China's ships around. We didn't follow China. We followed Russians, and they followed us. And we acted like they were going to kill them, and they acted like they were going to kill us. And then I get out, and all of a sudden, our president is hanging out with the Russian president. What the hell's going on in this country? And half America thinks it's okay.
I think anybody that knows, it seems like anybody that has anything to do with foreign intelligence committees in Congress, both Republicans and Democrats are all saying the same thing, which is you cannot ignore what's happening in Ukraine. I mean, even Lindsey Graham, who I'm no fan of, is saying like, look, this guy is a menace. Putin's dangerous. You better support Ukraine. I mean, I saw Senator Rounds from South Dakota on Meet the Press over the weekend. He was saying you got to support Ukraine.
By the way, we're not over there in North Korea messing with them with troops and all that because it's not as serious because we're not as concerned about Kim Jong-un in North Korea as we are about Putin in Russia invading Ukraine, and what comes after Ukraine is Poland next.
And that's what everybody said. I said, they said like, you think he's going to stop Ukraine? You're nuts. And
right.
The Neville Chamberlain approach is not going to work with
Thank
Putin.
You.
So
right. I don't know, man. I'm really sad about what's going on in this country, but
we are eating ourselves, Tom, with stuff that doesn't matter.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, speaking of stuff that doesn't matter, let's talk about a mother. Maybe it does.
No, man, this is it.
This is the one thing that matters.
This is the only thing that matters.
All right, who's taking this story?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, if there really truly is a mothership in our solar system releasing small alien probes to spy on us, that is the only thing that
maybe everyone will
matters.
come together, John, finally.
The only thing that makes sense is Trump is an alien.
Maybe he's in charge of the mothership.
He's sent to ruin our country.
May I just say, I love our current audience in chat. If you guys could see it, it's so well balanced. Chat is the town square.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Left of center, chat is the town square. There are people who are saying Trump 24. There are people saying Trump is the worst. I love this. I love this good, healthy
going after Tucker
discussion.
Yeah.
Going
Thank
after
you, Chad.
Tucker. Yeah.
Remember that one guy that almost kicked Tucker's ass?
When he was on vacation. I was like, I
followed him on Twitter. I followed him on Twitter just because he almost kicked Tucker's ass.
I was like, oh man,
I loved him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like my dream. I'd see Tucker in public and I'd confront him.
What don't you like about Tucker? If you just don't like him because you don't like him, okay.
He is like a squirmy little penis.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It's like a little.
Okay, so it's more his demeanor
worm.
and his
He
personality.
his demeanor pisses me off. He really.
Okay,
I'm
fair
not
enough.
a violent person. I'm not. But when I hear him talk, I want to punch him so hard in the face.
I'm right with you.
I cannot stand him. I freaking hate him. I think he's a traitor. I think he's evil. He preys on people that aren't as intelligent as him.
I think he takes advantage of his viewers.
Yeah, but a lot of people feel like that about Don Lemon and Rachel Maddow.
I'm sure.
I mean,
I'm not saying
they're
everybody
not
in the Democratic
anywhere
Party. I'm not saying
Come
everybody.
on,
Come
Tucker
on.
Carlson.
Think about how dumb the average American is. Okay, using a famous George Carlin line. Think about how dumb the average American is, and then half the country's dumber than that. Okay, that's an important point, right?
George Carlin.
This is a George Carlin point.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
yeah.
true, right? Because like if you think the average American's real dumb, half the country's dumber than that. Okay, so. So unfortunately for the left, we have people in our party that probably log on to that, and then unfortunately for the right, they have people that blob onto that also. So
Yeah, it's just I mean, I'm looking at it probably, John, obviously from my side of the aisle here, but
Okay, so an alien mothership is going to destroy Earth, and none of this matters. What's going on with this, Lindsay?
I don't know. So we were talking about this last week, and I'm glad you guys kept it for when I was here. But in 2017, there was like this massive comet type object. It was like cylindrical. Mm-hmm. They called it Obama, which I thought was very.
What do they
funny.
call it?
Obama?
Oh, mama.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, is that? Whoa.
So in 2017, they named this comet that didn't have a cometary tail, which is very strange.
Yes.
Oh, mama. And then apparently a very similar looking object returned recently, entered our atmosphere, and sprayed a bunch of little smaller things all over the place.
Oh, mama spraying stuff all over the atmosphere.
Oh,
Exactly.
mama.
Oh, mama.
They're saying these are Arrow says that they might be probes, or it could just be like pieces of the comet that flew off during its entry into our atmosphere, which is totally possible.
I thought I read something though that it doesn't have a comet tail and
It
it's like
doesn't-
going the wrong direction or something.
Basically, like it's defying all odds of what we understand about space physics and how it moves, and that's why they think that there's like this thought process behind it, that it's actually being controlled by something.
I knew in 2017 when this headline came out, this was not a comet.
Really?
There's something else.
Well,
Dude,
no,
yeah,
because if it's
I
a
like
comet,
tweeted at Elon about it.
Because if it's a comet and they saw it close to the sun, comet is a large ball of ice. It has to have a tail because it's getting close to a star, it's melting, and that's what causes the tail. This one
Learning
didn't
stuff
have
on
any-
Lockout today.
Yeah,
Who said the notorious
That's
Alan
how
P
it
doesn't know
works.
much? Not me.
I did. I'm just messing.
Oh, you
Lindsay.
guys are so nice.
Thank you, Liz.
No, Lindsay reads all the time. Did you know
And
that?
she knows about this
I'll
stuff.
tell you anything about your human body right here,
Whoa.
right now.
Really?
About your dad's
I have
human
this
body?
very weird rash.
Go to your doctor.
Yeah, that would be awkward with my daughter.
What do you guys think, though? I know we're having fun with this. You think there's a chance this is extraterrestrial?
Why
man?
not?
Do you
Sure.
think we're the only? I think it's incredibly naive to think that we're the only planet
I'm
in the
with you.
entire solar
I think
system
it's
where people
statistically
live.
impossible.
Solar system, universe.
It's our universe is our galaxy. Not even the universe. The galaxy is just so massive.
I agree.
And we're right at the end of the galaxy.
I think we're
there's
like
so much
little
more going
organisms
on.
in like an ocean.
It's kind of like how Americans think the center of the world is America.
Right.
And it's really, if you're outside of America, people really don't really pay attention. So it's like the same thing. We think the Earth is the center of the universe.
Think
and we're
about it at
just
the
a
bottom of the
little spot.
ocean. In the bottom of the ocean, there's probably a whole little organism, a solar system, so to speak, at the bottom of the ocean, and these people have no idea.
There could
there's
be aliens
people
down
on,
there.
Whoa.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Lindsay?
Hey man, you
It's
never know.
it's naive.
Aliens?
It's naive to think that
It's a
we're the
theory.
only things that live in the universe. It's naive to think that,
For
right?
sure it is.
Okay.
And
Let
I'm
me
not
go
saying
one
that
step
they're.
further.
I'm not saying that these like other beings that are also in our galaxy, our universe, are all like super intelligent, advanced beings. Because if they were, they probably would not show any interest in us. We're a mess, okay?
True. They just boop.
But they
They're
could
a
also
hot
be
mess.
like
They turn
little
on Tucker
amoebas or
Carlson.
something. Just
They turn on
chilling.
Tucker
Take
Carlson. They like not intelligent species, and they take off.
Make
Do
you
you-
Yui.
Here's another question. Then I'll go a step further. Do you think this could be a simulation?
Brain in a
Wow.
vat syndrome.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory.
No,
No,
not
it's
conspiracy
a-
theory, Kevin. This is actually a pretty popular topic. Is this all a simulation?
It's
Is
a
there
class
another
of-
species that's running this software?
Oh, I thought you
essentially?
meant, are we doing it?
No,
No, I got you.
Are
Okay.
we the simulation?
Interesting.
Yeah.
like a game of Sims.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just you, and like you're gonna wake up one day when you die, and you're an actual alien who just took like a huge hit of like alien weed, and you're just like,
So you guys would all be just like figments of my imagination.
correct.
Whoa.
This is the
crazy.
life you thought up for yourself, Dad. Are you satisfied?
We're Sims. You decided to make
pretty
a podcast.
Crazy thought.
So
Sim
really, I'm an
Brian.
alien.
Maybe.
Or you're nothing at all, and the aliens created this software program.
I'm literally watching people turn off Lockpod right now.
We're doing.
I'm watching it happen before my very eyes.
Who's going to be our sponsor next season?
If they were all high, they would appreciate this conversation more.
There's about 30 of them right now.
30 stoners are left.
Yeah, they're like, that's crazy, man. I never thought of that. That's why we're Indiana.
Hey, man, what if like all life experience is just us being reborn over and over and over again?
That would be crazy.
Hey, John,
Lindsay's
is there
new
something going
podcast.
on right now in the world? There's like green lasers.
I might have been eating a couple edibles that night. I'll be honest with you.
In Illinois.
You were calling me out. Of course, I was calling from Illinois. You were calling me out on that, dude.
Dad was like
John just
ready
started
to
laughing at me.
for
I was
war.
calling legitimately concerned. I was
Tom
by
was
my
paranoid.
house. I'm like the only one alive. I'm like,
Let me see if anyone else is alive.
John started laughing at me.
You
I
better
would
wrap
like to
this
point
up.
Like-
out in that situation where he thought we were being attacked by aliens, he did not make a call to any of his kids.
I did. Yeah. You know,
I
I
was
would
like
protect you.
12th
I was about
on
to
the
beat
list.
feet. I was going to come by and scoop you up in the RV.
Yeah.
I don't even have an RV. I would have bought one.
He steals one. He's
That is like,
convinced
I'm
the
gonna
world.
Dude, there's no rules. There's no rules at that point. I'd steal a damn RV, grab a gun, and go. God bless you guys. Thanks for listening to Indiana's Most Dangerous Podcast featuring the notorious LMP,
me.
John Vesmar, the producer, Kevin Smith, my partner in crime, and of course, coming from the Locomotive. You're listening to Indiana's Most Dangerous Podcast, Lockpod, and we are out. Thanks for listening. See you guys on Friday for our last show of the season.
Finale.
Yep. See you guys on Friday. Thanks, everybody.